This is a show about the New York Times, aspects of the New York Times you don't know about, and you haven't heard about, and you haven't been taught about. I've been studying this for a long time. A number of professors and scholars and experts and researchers have written extensively about the New York Times, and yet it is censored. Shh, don't talk about it. It's the paper of record. It's the gold standard. It's the coin of the realm. All the news that's fit to print. And yet, day in and day out, this newspaper attacks the foundational principles of this country. Day in and day out, it pushes this radical American Marxist agenda. This is a corporation. What do we know about this corporation? It's worse than fake news. The New York Times, read in America, read throughout the world. The leading journalist platform covered up the Holocaust, censored the Holocaust for years. Its ownership and executives had to know what was going on there because in European newspapers, particularly in Britain and Italy, they were writing about it. And Adolf Hitler made no secret about what his plan was and what he was doing. And yet all the people reading the New York Times, they would have known very, very little about it. So if a newspaper, a media corporation, is willing to cover up the slaughter of millions of human beings, what kind of ethics does it have? What kind of standards does it have? Well, we've changed today, you know. Really? You've changed today? You lie and lie and lie about the Supreme Court, about the Roe decision and abortion. You lie about Donald Trump. You lie about his supporters. You lie about abortion in the Supreme Court. You lie about immigration. You're calling people racists and bigots, left and right, who are not racists and bigots. You lie about January 6th. You lie about so much, especially the founding of the nation. The 1619 Project is a New York Times-funded project pushed into all of our schools. There's so much more in these books and in the research I've done and in the various articles about how the New York Times conducted itself, how it knew who its correspondent was in Berlin, how it knew what was taking place from other publications in Europe, but chose to tamp it down, and how it followed the directive of the Franklin Delano Roosevelt administration, including anti-Semites within the State Department, to tamp down coverage, and they tamped down coverage. They weren't alone. The Washington Post, all the other major newspapers in the country, radio, TV, but the fact of the matter is the New York Times was the worst of the worst. And I bring this up now because as the New York Times somehow claims the platform where it can determine who's a racist and not based on their opinions. We're not talking about the Klan here. We're not talking about neo-Nazis, something that they may not even know about. But yes, we're talking about conservatives, constitutionalists, MAGA, and then you hear this stuff regurgitated by the likes of Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer and other hosts and guests on cable TV and so forth and so on. So now it's willy-nilly, the white supremacists of America, the white-dominated America. Critical race theory is actual history. Yes, America started in 1619, not 1776. Monuments need to be pulled down. Our founding documents need to be shredded, the Declaration and the Constitution. Everything that came forth from our history is a disgrace, and it's tainted, and on and on and on. That's the New York Times.
Want to see more Mark Levin? Go to LevinTV.com and subscribe now.